Hey dudes!
Morning guys!
Welcome back to our farmhouse.
In this video we will tell our previous wishes about the house before we bought the house. We're quite big believers in law of attraction, if you will, so we usually put our wishes and things on paper and then they just appear and we just kind of manifest them. So sounds a bit odd, but if you do the same thing you will find that it's not odd at all. And we did the same thing for our house basically. So we set our guidelines, maybe some rules that we want from the house. Like, you know, from the beginning we said that we need a house under 10,000 and some couple more things, and what we did, we wrote those things down, and today we found the list of the things that we did 1 year ago, I think.
Yeah, we were chilling on our balcony in Malta, and we were just bored actually, and we said, well, if we really want something, then we have to be quite specific of what we would like in our house, just like you said. Some things like saying it needs to be under 10K, and then we didn't know what else do we want. So we decided to just write down things, and we'll see what happens in that 1 year. So yeah, we found that little list in our bag.
Junk drawer.
Yeah, bag full of papers. So yeah, we have all our lists right here, all our wishes, and we'll go through each one of them and see what came through and what didn't. So should we just start one by one?
I think so. How many we have?
I can't tell. Quite a lot. We
More
went,
than 10, I think. Looks like quite.
Yeah, we went quite specific of what we would want from this house and our life in the future. And this list was called the house that we're gonna buy in 1 year.
Yeah, it's all in Latvian, so we will translate as good as we possibly can, obviously. And so we can go through the list, and the first thing I see in the list is that we want our studio kind of for filming, a room that would be, I guess, a space to film really, because in other apartments where we've lived, we usually live in very small areas and one-bedroom apartments, so the setup always needs to be changed. So we were hoping that if we had a house, we could dedicate a room or a corner or anything like that for the creative part that we are into. And I can tell from myself, from my opinion, I think that came through, because we obviously have quite a big house, and the living room, that is the huge hall area, it's not quite set up just yet, but we have the idea of putting up a corner with a nice table, maybe some fancy chairs and some carpets, and this just kind of would be our talking area. It's not done yet, but the place is there, so I would assume that that came through with the house.
Yeah, it was quite annoying for me because you have to set up the tripods, the lights, everything each time, and then I don't know, if you want to have dinner, everything has to be taken off again, and it's just quite time consuming. That's why I think that's what I wrote down as the first thing. I just wanted some space that we could dedicate for just making videos, and yeah, we have plenty of spaces we can do that. So
even more, I'm thinking if the house is finished and we have time and money to do that, we can even make the second floor that we were willing to open up again, because it's been closed down, and once we remove the ceiling from the kitchen, there should be the opening for the upstairs. So if we go upstairs, we will have even more rooms and space, so why not make the movie video room there? I don't know.
yeah,
We'll
that
see.
would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah, like dedicate a whole place just for videos
and equipment, because that takes much space as well.
Oh, it does. So definitely a check there. The next thing what we wanted was a wooden house. When we were looking for houses, there was tons of them from bricks, which is totally fine. It's easier to maintain and change the structures if it's from bricks, but it doesn't look that nice. Like, it doesn't have that countryside feeling. So I thought at least if it has like, yeah, some kind of I don't know, materials around it so that it looks more wood, that would be great. But yeah, not much to say.
I do have something to say to this, because when we were looking at the houses, we both were more drawn to the houses like this with the wooden structure, and obviously as a countryside it just kind of feels like it fits better. And for us, I even made a thumbnail back a long time ago when we were buying a house in Latvia, but we just did not have the house yet, and there was our pictures, and then in the corner there were that wooden house picture, and Richard was asking me what is that house, and I was like, well, that's the kind of house we want, and then it's pretty much this house. So
yeah, it was a wooden house with white windows, and yeah,
and a birch growing next to it, so we basically got that house.
So yeah, I'm really happy because it does feel nicer to have a wood house, and I didn't expect it because they get more rare, especially in a good condition like this one.
And the prices as well. I mean, if they are renewed and the roof is changed, then it's like structurally, well, it's not like they are cheap.
The next thing we wanted is that on the second floor there would be a bedroom, but there's no bedroom just yet, but there is
a possibility to build one. But even, yeah, I guess in this case, when we said we want a bedroom upstairs, it also was like more about the possibility to build, because some houses are just one floor flat and then just a roof. So roof can be also very
narrow or no,
yeah,
shallow, like
shallow,
yeah, like a small one, so that there's maybe a little bit space in the attic for maybe a suitcase or something, and that's it.
But this one is full size. You can step up there and
oh yeah, you can actually
you can walk there.
Yeah, you can make that into any kind of room, a studio or a bedroom. We just looked at a lot of Instagram pictures for inspiration, and they had this kind of ceiling
beam structures
on the second floor and like a bed placed next to the window. It looked really cool. The fact that we have the possibility to do it one day, I think that's a check for us.
Then the next thing is to have a fireplace or a stove that's fire burned, and we got both of them. As we showed in the previous restoration video, we have painted our heater or wood burner white, and now it's restored and beautiful, so waiting for the cold days to come so we can try and start to use it. And also we have in the kitchen the stove that can cook, and we've been cooking a lot. Since this summer has been quite cold, we've been cooking a lot of cakes, and this week we cooked a cheese bread, which was really nice. So it's really cool that we can have these two things checked in the house. So we have not only one but two stoves. One can be for cooking and one can be for heating.
We've always lived in flats, so there was never a fireplace. But I remember my dad's place has a fireplace in the kitchen. Also, your countryside house. Like, it's just really cozy to have a real fire burning, especially in the winter. Like it just makes the room so much cozier than just like a regular ventilated heater or aircon that's put on heat. Is just a completely different feeling. That's why I really wanted something like that for us. The next thing that we really wanted was water connection to the house, because a lot of countryside houses in Latvia don't come with either. It's just there's no drainage and no water, so you have to get your own, maybe get the giant tanks for the water and stuff like that. So
it can be really complicated, because it can be that you need to get the water from whichever place. Like if you have, sometimes you just have to dig brand new connection, because the rural properties, they are not connected to the city pipeline, no city water here. So you need to either dig your own, or if you're lucky, you need to have a well or a pond that you can take water. So it can be quite a big problem if it's not there.
Yeah, and if it is there, then just quite often the prices go a lot higher, because it is considered an extra here, like if you're really deep in the countryside. We have the well next to our house, and we made the water coming into our house ourselves, which I'm proud of. We also have the sewage going in that I made myself, all the pipelines, so that water can come out of the house as well. So it's still a tick. The next thing is we wanted electricity.
It was on the first day, basically, when we arrived. There was the connection. The previous owners were having electricity. Everything's normal here. So when we got the house under our name, we just called the electricity company, and with like an hour's time, the connection was created back, and the contract was made on our name. So we have electricity from the day one.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's super expensive. It's like what I think it was 4,000 euros, just like in some places when we were looking through different houses, and they would say, yeah, it will take 4,000 euros and they will get electricity to you, and that's quite a lot of price. For us, it was one email.
That's like half price of our house value, if you think about it. So obviously, if you buy a house with no electricity somewhere further away, you might need to think whether it's even worth to create the connection or just buy solar. Because I think if we didn't have any electricity connection, they would say you need to pay 4,000 for just the connection and then pay for the rest of your life. I much rather put those 4,000 into panels and then use the electricity that we have.
Yeah, for 4,000 euros you can get like quite a good solar power.
I think so.
The next thing was quite a lot in one list. We wanted a place to put our firewood.
This is the separate buildings from the house. I'll start with that.
Because all the countryside houses come with extra
buildings.
Extra buildings. So one was a place to put firewood so it can dry, like under a roof. It doesn't have to be a very like a well-structured building. It just needs
designated space.
Yeah, and a roof so the rain doesn't get on it. We have that, so that's really good. We wanted a place where we could keep animals. What's it called? Barn. We have that one. Don't have any animals living in the barn yet. Might need to fix up the roof a little bit so it doesn't leak everywhere.
And a floor.
Yeah, and make the
because it needs a concrete floor if we want to bring the horsey in.
Yeah, and some chickens. So yeah, it's not ready yet, but it's like it's standing. It's well structured. It just needs a fixer-upping.
Definitely. It's a beautiful wooden house that I love to go each day and just like be happy that we have that one. It's really picturesque, but it obviously does need a little love before we bring any animals inside.
Yeah, and we'll make a whole video about how we restored that place as well.
Absolutely.
The next thing on the same list was a greenhouse, which we don't have.
Coming up next season.
Yeah, we spoke in the garden videos. Not just yet. We did manage. Didn't want to spend money on it just yet.
Because it was not the right time, because we came here in the spring and we have told the story already. So yeah, we will keep that for the next year. So that's something on us rather than on the house, but we will get it done.
And then there is what we keep calling like a little man cave where I can, I don't know, do some woodworking projects or, I don't know, fixing things.
Keep tools and everything like that.
Yeah. So we don't necessarily have a whole, like a house for it.
But I think we got that additional garage to the house.
Yeah, so that space where we can keep all the instruments and everything.
And also, we have not only that, we also have a huge basement house. So we don't use it all.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely empty. Other than the basement, obviously we will see if we use it for storage or not. I think we might, because it's quite cool in the summer and quite not frozen in the winter. So for all the jams and everything, we could start bringing them downstairs. But on the top of the house or the basement there's another house with a roof, with a structure, with a floor, with a concrete floor. Right now it's used for nothing, but it's there technically, so it's like free house added that we didn't even ask on this list.
Yeah, it's a perfect place to just store junk that we don't necessarily know how to deal with right now. There's a lot of space, it's under a roof, it's dry. So yeah, just another storage space.
Absolutely. The next one ties in with the previous one we already mentioned about the sewage. This one is just to have a pond and well, so we got both. There's not much to say about this one, so we can move on to the next one. And the next one is to have fruit trees, garden, and a land that would be farmable enough for a homestead. And needless to say, we got literally every single thing here listed and even more, because when we came here we found a lot of fruit trees and apple trees, and added bonus of raspberry bushes everywhere on the property. We already collected raspberries and made raspberry jam, so very nice.
And the land, we have more than we right now think is enough for us.
So we got the land is 2 acres or 1 hectare.
The next one was quite simple. I think we could have it in every single place that we would buy. We just really wanted a hammock. A hammock, just like a nice chill place where we can just rest. I thought, yeah, because we lived in apartments, we just wanted some like nice outside space where we can just chill. And there was no hammock when we came here. But
we came with the hammock. The next thing on the list is a wooden floor. We haven't filmed this yet. Actually, we have filmed it. It's not just up yet because the video is not ready yet. However, believe me when I say it, we do have wooden floors, so the video is coming up whenever it's coming up.
Yeah. So 2 rooms in the house definitely have real wooden floors. We just need to restore them properly, but I think that was kind of my dream for quite a while, because I never really had wooden floors, and I thought it's so luxurious to have like actual nice wooden floors, and now we have them. We just need to make them the way we want them, and then you'll see the video as well.
The next one is it's written like, so there is no mice living. This one is not true as far as I can tell you, because we did find those 2 dead mice when we were removing the ceiling from the bedroom, but other than that I haven't seen any other mice, but I do believe that in the autumn they will be coming back.
Yeah, right now, well, the 2 mice were dead already from the previous owner, so, but right now we don't have any mice.
No, not a single.
Or any rodents inside the house, so that's some good news.
Good start. So the next one is either to have a house in, well, these are the regions of Latvia, I suppose. So in Kurzeme, Vidzeme, or Zemgale. So we didn't want to buy a house in Latgale. So it's basically we didn't want to buy a house somewhere very, very far. But except from that one corner of Latvia, we were fine. And we didn't buy the house there, so we have the house quite in the distance where we wanted to. So again, another dream came true.
The next one is very simple. We said that we don't want to pay more than 10,000 euros for the house.
And as you know, we paid less than 9,000, which is within the budget, and even less. So we had some money left over to just spend on the house interior or whatever. So the next one is having big windows, deep window sills.
Yeah, at least one of them should have like a big windowsill.
Because we have seen the Instagram pictures where in the cottages the window sills are so wide that you can make a pillow space and seating area, so that was kind of what we wanted. So in this one had a bit of a twist, because the windows are quite normal here. We don't have the big ones to sit on. However, in the bedroom we have this huge space of the stove place where it's
like the brick wall, I guess. Yeah, so the kitchen stove has the same brick wall with the bedroom, and when you go into the bedroom and the kitchen is heating up, the brick wall heats up as well.
And it is higher up, so it is literally the seating area. So
Yeah.
we did already put our pillows there, so can't wait for drinking some teas on the warm brick wall.
The windows are, I mean, they're quite decent size. Like I wouldn't call them the biggest windows in the world,
But they are new.
they're brand new. They're the plastic windows, like double glazed or whatever, but thick.
Because the countryside windows can be beautiful but horrible, because if you have the old ones and the wooden ones, the cold just goes right through, and it's not nice for keeping the house warm.
Okay, we wanted wooden clothing racks.
Not made yet.
Not made yet.
We don't have the rack just yet, but we do have woodlands, and we do have the possibility of just having those trees and putting them as a rack, and that's kind of the idea what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah, not yet. There's gonna be a video about it, how I make them, but I don't think it was just the priority right now.
No.
But the possibility is there. All right, this was quite a tough one. We wanted a picturesque place, not close to the road, really far away from people, and with wildlife. It's one of the most picturesque places we've ever been to. Like,
I hope we will insert the drone video here.
Yeah.
So enjoy the view.
all right, so we came to the very last one, and this is to have a good roof.
We obviously know that at some point we will need to change the roof because it's not brand new, but it's also not leaking, and we have been living here for quite a while to notice any leakage if there was any, because it's been a very wet summer and it's been raining almost every day, and never have we seen any leakages or just like wet spots on our ceiling, so that's a good sign for as far as I can tell.
When we actually eventually have to change the roof, until then we can concentrate on everything else and spend the money on different projects than just coming here straight and changing the roof, because with a crazy summer like this, if the roof would be leaking, we wouldn't be able to live here.
So we have reached the end of the video. We have covered all the things that we've been writing down in order to have our house the way it is. And if you have your own way of manifesting things, you can let us know.
So if you guys enjoy these kind of videos where we just sit down and talk, let us know. If you like this video, you can leave a like. If you want to see what else we do in our farmhouse, you can subscribe. Check Patreon because there's more videos that are more exclusive. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.